Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 180 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And if there's a pay-per-view, I will be doing a separate pay-per-view review for whatever pay-per-view. But we're doing the recap, so let's kick it off with Monday Night Raw, sold out in San Jose, California. And we know what's going on over there in California. Very unfortunate. This is sadly not the first time this has happened. The wildfires in California. Everyone out there, be safe for goodness sakes. And we start the show with CM Punk shouting out all the firefighters around the world helping with the fires in LA. Punk hinting at a John Cena match. A little bit of a you can't see me wave there. And Punk wants to win the 2025 Royal Rumble. Join the party. Seth Rollins interrupts the promo. Punk disappointed it's not Rhea Ripley for some reason. Anyway, Rollins says last week's loss to Punk was the worst in his career. Ooh. Seth wants to ruin Punk's Mania plans by winning the Royal Rumble. That is a theme. Everyone wants to win the Rumble. Drew McIntyre joins the conversation. Seth is flipping out. He wants to stomp someone's head in. Very entertaining. Punk is ready to fight, but Drew is not feeling the fight. He is still pushing, taking out Roman Reigns. Drew will enter the Rumble as well, and guess what? He's going to win it too. This year's Rumble, though, oh my goodness, it looks like it's going to be absolutely freaking stacked. There is a lot of big names in there right now, and I've heard rumors that it might be a 40-man and 40-woman Royal Rumble this year around. I don't know how I feel about that. Bigger isn't always better. I do recall one of the worst Rumbles they had was the 40-man Rumble back in the day. But we'll see. This one does look really stacked so far. A lot of big names and a pretty good opening. Seth's anger was really entertaining. I enjoyed that. He was just a snap show. And good chemistry between all 3 of these guys on the microphone. They're all very good on the microphone. So, yeah, pretty good open. We get Chad Gable. He's trashing San Jose. Gable claims he will win a singles title this year. All right. And Gable waits for his mystery opponent, which just so happens to be, it's Penta. El Zero Miro, baby. Penta making his debut. Wow. And a pretty nice response for Penta. They went, it was a good response. People know this man, as they should. He is unfreaking believable. Let's go. Chad Gable versus Penta in his debut. Gable German suplexes Penta on the apron. How you doing? Welcome to WWE. Penta suplexed into the corner. Nasty looking bump right there. Penta and Gable stiff chop off. I like that. Penta swanton dive to the outside. That's a stiff landing. Hard landing. Penta hits a destroyer and an unfreaking believable sell by Chad Gable. He literally reverse crucifixed himself. He's just unbelievable. Beautiful selling. Thumbs up. Penta snaps Gable's arm, nails a lovely driver, pins, and Penta wins his WWE debut. Oh, baby. I will say a little bit sloppy of a start for Penta. Probably got some nerves. Got those nerves out of the way and put on a hell of a performance. Gable, fantastic selling. That destroyer sell, oh my goodness. Really good matchup right here. 7.5 out of 10. Penta, little promo, says WWE is his new home. Thanks to fans, welcomes everyone to the new Penta era. Zero fear. Fuck yeah, baby. Penta is the man. Still hoping that Rey Fenix will come along someday. That would be also awesome. But, dude, what a grab for the WWE. Arguably, one of the greatest luchadors of all time. This guy, before I started watching AEW, was one of my, white whales. I've heard of this guy. I've seen this guy. He looks so cool. And then I got a very good glimpse of him in AEW. He was amazing in those first few years, and then they just stopped using him. kind of what happened with AEW. They just lost steam with a lot of people, didn't know what to do with them anymore, stopped using them, period. And yeah, it's great to see Penta back in action in the WWE. Thumbs up for all this. We get Dom Mysterio bringing Liv Morgan some roses. Liv says she isn't mad, throws the flowers to Carlito, tells Dom to go get the bags, and then she leaves. Dom's like, I'm in the good, right, boys? It's so good. Yeah, Carlito and the boys, they're like, nah, dude, you're not in the good. You're still in the doghouse. So, but very entertaining stuff right here. Good stuff from Dom and Liv. We get Pure Fusion Collective claim that one of them will become the women's champion this year. Okie dokie. We get Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser up next. Ludwig he kicks a chair into Sheamus. I guess that's legal. That's okay. Ludwig stiff chop sparks a slap off between Kaiser and Sheamus. I enjoy this. Ludwig grabs a shillelagh. Sheamus counters with a knee to the face. How you done? Sheamus dodges Ludwig's kick, hits the brogue kick out of nowhere for the W. Very hard-hitting battle, as always, between these two. Ludwig, strong performance. Sheamus, hard-hitting. Yeah, man, I love when these two fight each other. Another really good match. 7.5. Sheamus and Braun Breaker stare off. Sheamus should be or is getting another chance at I think this might have been a number one contenders match, all actually thinking about it. But yeah, Sheamus and Breaker staring off. They're definitely going to have another match. And is Sheamus finally going to get that elusive Intercontinental Championship? We will have to wait and see. We got JD McDonough and Carlito. They get interviewed about the potential beef between Liv Morgan and Finn Balor. McDonough and Carlito trolling Jackie in very entertaining fashion. They're constantly just like, what? I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying. But these are pretty fun right here. They're doing these like kind of in between matches and like commercial break time. They'll have like little interviews in the crowd with some superstars and generally pretty entertaining stuff. I'm liking it. We get The Miz and Karrion. They get informed that the Wyatt Six have been moved to SmackDown. The fuck? Sami Zayn shows up, has to deal with some Miz trash talking, which makes Karrion giggle. And I have to say, man, Karrion Kross, you funny, man. You underrated funny. You undercover funny. Pretty entertaining stuff. We get World Heavyweight Champion Gunther's promo gets interrupted by Jey Uso. Crowd going banana for Jey. Jey challenges Gunther to a title match at Saturday night's main event. Gunther warns Jey he will be exposed as nothing more than a tag team wrestler. Gunther pushing the "you're not on my level" thing again. Jey, wicked fired up response, looking again to prove the doubters wrong. Hell of a response. Thumbs up from Jey. That was wicked. Yeet. We get a women's Intercontinental Tournament Finals match. Here we are. It is Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai to crown the first ever women's Intercontinental Championship champion. Let's go. Lyra suplex off the apron. Nasty bump from both women. That's an ouch. Dakota, haluva kick and a rolling backstabber. Nice combo. Lyra, nice running sit-out powerbomb and a diving leg drop to the back of Dakota's head. Kai nails the GTK. I think that's the go-to kick. That's what they're called. I hate that. But Lyra rolls out of the ring so she can't get pinned. Lyra hits the Nightwing to win and become the first women's Intercontinental Champion. Very good efforts in this match from Lyra and Dakota, taking some nasty bumps, throwing some stiff strikes. A really good competitive matchup right here. 7 out of 10. Lyra presented the championship with the fireworks celebration, and congratulations to Lyra. This one, admittedly, not the finals I think many of us were expecting, but it's nice to see these two women. Lyra's has been poised since her NXT run to be pretty big in the WWE. I just haven't seen it. This is kind of where I see her peak, like an Intercontinental Champion. I don't see her as a women's champion, but this is good. Like she doesn't really have the confidence, the character, she's great in the ring. She's got good skills in the ring. It's just she doesn't have that charisma that you're looking for. But hey, we'll see. Maybe this championship run can bring something out of her. She's still pretty young in her WWE career. So, Yeah, and shout out to Dakota, who's had a hell of a ride, man. Lots of injury problems and returning. And yeah, nice to see that she got to the finals, put on a hell of an effort, and good for her. So hopefully this year will be better for Dakota, and definitely already looking really good for Lyra Valkyria. So congratulations. We got the New Day angry, having to change in the hallways and boiler rooms because of Rey Mysterio. Revenge will be had. And now it's The Miz versus Sami Zayn. Sami with one hell of a kick, plus a Blue Thunder Bomb. Zayn wins. And they're pushing, Sami wins with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Oh my God. Because that never happens, but whatever. Quick, entertaining match right here. Damn near a squash match, honestly. Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley is back on top, baby. Ripley's promo cut off by Nia Jax, who gets booed big time by San Jose. Nia wants to let everyone know she will win the Rumble. Nia trashing hometown Bayley, who's sitting in the crowd. Not anymore, though. Bayley enters the ring to get in Nia's face. Nia launches Bayley across the ring with a shove. Ripley and Bayley work together to take out Nia. Ripley, huge crowd response right here. She's the top girl, man. She is the queen of the women's division. Excellent stuff. Jax, really entertaining. I love her heel work. And Bayley's here. San Jose's own Bayley. So she was fun too. Main event time. And it's a street fight. Let's fucking go. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Damian fills the ring with weapons. He's ready to go, only to get sneak attacked by Finn Balor. Damian goes to town on Finn with the kendo stick. Fighting goes out into the crowd, and Damian delivers a broken arrow off of some tall platform through some tables and cables, and it's wow. What a fucking bump that was. Looks scary as hell. Thumbs up. And Balor gets placed on a stretcher. Damian gets tired of waiting around, attacks Carlito and McDonough. Damian attacks Finn, rolls the stretcher back to the ring, and Finn flies off of the stretcher back into the ring. Fucking hilarious. Thumbs up for that. Match continues. Judgment Day return. They gang up on Priest. Finn hits the coup de grace. Judgment Day grabs some tables. Out come the War Raiders to even the odds. Damian, chair wrapped around his neck, delivers a South of Heaven. Fuck it. Balor, coup de grace through a table. Priest answers back, tackling Finn through the barricade. Razor's Edge through a table, another South of Heaven, and Priest wins. My goodness, what a banger main event to end the show. That Falcon Arrow spot was in-freaking-sane, man. Good amount of weapons and table spots. It was 3 or 4 table spots. The only thing I didn't like was how long they had Finn Balor on that stretcher, man. Holy fuck. It was 5 minutes, putting him on the stretcher, getting him all comfortable and adjusted, and then he just kind of sat there for a while, and then Damian attacked him. That took too long. Other than that, great match. 8 out of 10. And that's the end of the show. Really enjoyable Raw. I'm liking the Punk and Seth feud. That continues onward towards the Royal Rumble, which, the Rumble is looking ridiculous, adding more big names every week. Penta's debut was awesome. So happy to see the response that he got, and having his family in the front row. They're all emotional and shit. That was beautiful. Lyra crowned the first Women's Intercontinental Champion. Ends another successful tournament. Now we have 2 new women's singles titles added this year. That's huge for the women. I'm hoping they're going to get more time on TV, because I would say right now it's probably 65% men and then 35% for the women. Let's get that closer to the 50-50 ratio. You know what I'm saying? All right, good quality wrestling. Sheamus and Ludwig, another hard-hitting bout, and a banger street fight main event. That was a damn fine show. 8 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw. Let's go to NXT in Orlando. We got NXT champion Oba Femi. Claims to have been backed by Destiny. Oh yeah. Oba has no ceiling. All that great stuff. Femi gives that Red Eddie Thorpe a final warning to frig off, Ricky. Get the hell out of here. North American champion Tony D'Angelo arrives. Reminds Oba he's the only one to defeat Oba Femi. Oh snap. Ridge Haaland arrives. He trash talking with Tony. The Dawn will not take this disrespect. Attacks Ridge. Eddie Thorpe with the sneak attack on Oba holds up Femi's championship. You're a dead man, Eddie. You're a fucking dead man. That rit. You're fucking rit. That's what I think is that what Oba called him? Doesn't matter. Rit. Good opening. Ethan Page annoying Dante Chen in the locker room. Things get heated and they are separated. Who the fuck remembers Dante Chen? That homie has not been on TV in months and he's just showing up here out of nowhere. I mean, good to see him back. We get women's North American #1 contenders match. It is Stephanie Vacour versus Shotzi Blackheart. We're having some audio issues here on commentary. Booker T burst in some eardrums and legitimately scared the living shit out of me. There was no commentary. It's just completely silent. And then out of nowhere, through the darkness, just the loudest, just Booker T out of nowhere scared the fuck out of me. Holy crap. Shotzi suplex into a unique pin, gets a super near fall. Actually, speaking of that, this just reminds me, where the fuck was Corey Graves? Where the fuck was Corey Graves this week? He was supposed to be on commentary. Where is he? Get fired? You fired? No paycheck? Shotzi with the near fall there. JC Jane with a distraction takes a double headbutt. Henley cheap shot to Vacour. Shotzi rolled up, grabs the win, and earns a title shot versus Henley. Solid competitive matchup. Pretty good chemistry in the ring. That was one of Shotzi's better performances. Nice and pretty clean, I would say. Vacour could make an argument now for a triple threat match if she wants to. And honestly probably needs to. I don't get very excited about a Shotzi versus Henley match, but I get more excited with the add in Stephanie Vacour to that matchup. No disrespect to Shotzi. We get Cora Jade being, not very nice backstage. Earns herself a stiff slap from Kalani Jordan, so there'll be some beef there later tonight. Ethan Page versus Dante Chen first. Page with the cheap shot gets the early edge. Dante mounts a comeback, but Page shuts down Dante for a quick win. Page continues the attack on Dante, targeting the ankle. Page crushes Dante's ankle in between the steps and says, "Stay out of my business." Javon Evans arrives, attacks Page, but Ethan punches Javon's broken jaw, and Javon is down, bleeding out of his mouth again. You're an animal, Ethan. Absolute animal. Really good heel work right here. We get Dion Lennox congratulates Oba Femi, tells Oba he will challenge for his title someday. Oba's like, all right. We got Sean Spears. He's talking with Rizzo. Rizzo, not interested. Izzy Dame shows up and helps chase away Sean Spears. And Rizzo's like, I don't need your help, bitch. We get Petrovic and Ashante. Apparently they kiss and make up. What the fucking fuck is going on with that shit? Hate that storyline. WWE Tag Champions DIY are here in NXT again for a little visit, talking about NXT Tag Champions Fraxium. DIY want to scout out Fraxium and promise no shenanigans. You better not. We got a #1 contenders tag team match. It is Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Lash wicked hot tag hits Alba with a big old choke slam. Unholy Union, nice swanton backstabber combo. Jakara, lovely roll through into the combo cutter wheelbarrow slam thingy for the win. Hell yeah. Lash and Jakara win and are now #1 contenders for Bianca and Naomi / Jade Cargill's tag team championships. Good tag match right here. Both teams, strong teamwork. Jakara and Lash, man, they are primed for the big win. They've been great together. Lash has done nothing but spectacular work. And not that, it's just Lash is a little bit overshadowing of Jakara. Jakara, really good herself. It's just Lash Legend. Damn, dude, she is like, I see her as a women's world champion like many, many times. She is spectacular. 7 out of 10. Kalani Jordan versus Cora Jade up next. Cora scratching Kalani's eyes, plants Lonnie with a DDT, and Cora picks up the victory. Solid quick matchup there. Kalani showing off more of an aggressive side in this matchup, and the beef between Cora and Kalani starting to sizzle. We got Eddie Thorpe's video outdoors. This guy is on cloud 9 after a successful sneak attack on the champion Oba Femi. Eddie cannot wait to become champion, and yeah, okay, well, that's nice. We get Briggs and Inamura tells Fraxium they get next shot at the titles. ODM arrive. They say, we're going to be champions in a few minutes. You should be talking to us. Brawl breaks out and is quickly broken up. And just a side note, I'm liking this Inamura guy. I don't really know who he is, but he's funny. And now it's time for the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Axiom and Nathan Frazier, Fraxium, defending against ODM, Bronco Nima, and Lucian Price. Nathan coming into this one not 100%, still wearing the face shield. Price don't give a fuck. He turns Axiom inside out with a mean lariat. Nima slams Axiom onto Frazier. Price with a wicked chops and a 2-for-1 slam on Fraxium. Like, damn, that was impressive. Thumbs up. Frazier, beautiful frog splash through the announce table and just a beautiful crash. Thumbs up. Axiom hits the golden ratio and Fraxium retains. Banger right there. ODM, I see you. I officially see you. Very impressive performance, especially Lucian Price. Holy fuck, that guy was just fantastic. Fraxium, awesome as always, and yet another team they seem to have amazing chemistry with. Here comes Roxanne Perez, proud of her run as champion, as she should be. Roxanne says the NXT Women's Division is the best in the world. I really can't disagree with that one. Perez says the Women's Division will be lost without her as champion, and NXT does not deserve her. Roxanne gets interrupted by... It's Bayley. Crowd goes banana for the NXT legend. Bayley, offering advice, says the Women's Division will be fine without Roxanne. Bayley says she will win and defeat Tiffy for the title on Friday. Roxanne bitch slaps Bayley. Brawl breaks out as the show ends. So yeah, Roxanne not very receptive to the advice, and that was a good interaction right there. And a solid NXT. Oba is going to kill Eddie Thorpe, but Eddie getting a big opportunity. Curious to see how he's going to do 1v1. I wouldn't be shocked if somehow they turn into a triple threat. Ethan Page, really good heel work this week. Women's tag match was good. I'm really hoping Legend and Jackson win the titles. They deserve it. Fraxium, another banger title defense. ODM, a breakout performance. Could be a big year for ODM. And we're finishing it out with Roxanne Perez. Still don't know what her future is. Didn't get a clear picture. Now, it sounds like she's going up. Bayley's here. She's like, yeah, and they'll be fine without you. But I don't know. Maybe she's got one more thing to do in NXT. I don't know. But she's not gone yet. So we'll see where that one goes. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's it. All right, 6.5 out of 10 for NXT. We roll over to SmackDown in San Diego, or some people call it a whale's vagina. You have to start the show with the hometown hero, Rey Mysterio. Rey soaking in the hometown crowd, they're loving him, and Rey officially declares for the Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens interrupts the moment to brag about all of the bucket list items he's been checking off his list, including holding the Winged Eagle Championship. Kevin still needs to knock off a 1-versus-1 matchup against Rey Mysterio and winning the Royal Rumble off of his list. Rey tells Kevin that Cody is the real champ. Kevin flips out, takes a swing, and he misses. Rey gets the upper hand, and then backstage, Aldis gives Rey any match he wants against Kevin. Cody arrives. Rey tells Cody to stay out of it tonight, don't you even. Aldis informs Cody of a change in the ladder match versus Kevin Owens, and they need to sign some shit. What the fuck is that? What are you doing, man? What are you doing, Aldis? I don't like that. Are they going to put a cage around the match somehow? Is that happening? Regardless, fun opening with Rey Mysterio. We move to the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Bianca Belair and Naomi defending against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Bianca goes beast mode, military press slams Candice out of the ring onto Nia Jax. How you doing? Jax friendly fire flattens Candice with a leg drop. Naomi nails a Bubba Bomb into a roll-up, pins Candice to retain. Another enjoyable battle between Naomi and Nia. I just love that chemistry between those two. I can watch them fight every week. Bianca, good as always. and Candice. Some good timing in this match, making the right saves, pulling, I think, someone off the ring for avoiding a tag and all that shit. Also, Naomi with the Bubba Bomb. Let's go. I love that move. 7 out of 10. Piper Niven and Chelsea exchange trash talk with B-Fab and Michin backstage. B-Fab calls Piper a mall cop. All right, you win this round, B-Fab. You win this round. We get Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes up next. Melo suplexed on the apron, nailed with a dive. Melo with a wicked anti-air, first 48 and a super kick. Jimmy kicks out. Jacob Fatu appears with a menacing look, attacks Jimmy and Melo. The match is disqualified. Boo. But a solid match going on before that disqualification. Here comes Solo Sikoa. He arrives. Jacob Fatu yelling at the crowd to shut the hell up. Solo drops the microphone and leaves without saying a word. He is upset. Crowd is pleased by this, at least. Fatu is not pleased. He is yelling at the crowd, tired of all the hatred towards the bloodline. Fatu claims he is only getting started with this unhinged behavior. All right. LA Knight, yeah, he attacks from behind but eventually gets overwhelmed. Braun Strowman added to the equation. Fatu and Braun stare off, about to brawl, and then Tama Tonga pulls out Fatu, leaving us all with blue balls. How could you? Fatu very entertaining on the microphone right here. Guy's got the whole package going, man. Like, crowd's really starting to get into him. They even chant, "I love you" Solo whenever he does that with him. So, like, damn, dude. And he's a monster in the ring as well, of course. So, like, yeah, man. Jacob Fatu, the total package. Love that stare-off with him and Braun. Like, oh, the Battle of the Monsters. I would like that. And now we got a tag match. It's Motor City Machine Guns, Sabin and Shelley versus Garza and Berto with Legado. Berto and Garza, sweet, gory special, like, cutter combo move. Why, my goodness, that was cool. Thumbs up. Guns with the stereo figure fours. Berto, impressive one-arm powerbomb. Berto's springboard kick combo with an awesome double slam by Garza. Like, what? Thumbs up. Pretty Deadly arrived, distracting the referee, trying to help Legado. It backfires. Guns nail the Skull and Bones for the W. Legado, Los Garza, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves. A fine-ass performance right there. Innovative tag team offense. Like, I always love that. And the Guns, another win in the books. Some nice chemistry with Los Garza, whatever the fuck. Pretty good match. 7 out of 10. Kevin Owens, not happy and will not sign anything Nick Aldis presents him. Again, what is this change to the contract? I'm not really sure what it could be and, like, what it could really add to the match. I'm not sure. Unless, like, are they going to just bring back the Winged Eagle to, like, all right, whoever wins, like, we're just gonna have the Winged Eagle back. It's just so cool. We got Piper Niven with Chelsea versus B-Fab up next. B-Fab bowls over Chelsea on the outside, just dumps her. Piper driver connects. Niven picks up a quick dub. Chelsea attacks B-Fab after the bell. Piper joins in. Michin to the rescue with a kendo stick to save B-Fab. We get the new women's WWE champion, Tiffany Stratton, bragging about making tiffstory, history, tiffstory, let's go. Confidence at a high level, and Tiffany believes she will defeat Bayley in her first defense. We got Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens up next. Rey with the Ranas, he Ranas Kevin Owens into the barricade and delivers the baseball slide splash. Love that move. Rey sets up the 619. Instead, he gets a stiff Kevin Owens super kick. KO hits a stunner, a fantastic sell from Rey, and he kicks out. Rey nails the 619, goes for the frog splash. Kevin jumps the referee, or he bumps him into the referee. Referee knocks off Rey from the top. We get a pop-up powerbomb from Kevin, and he defeats Rey in their first meeting, apparently. That's wild. Rey, goodness, man, what a performance. So freaking good, man. The guy has not missed a step. He just keeps getting better, I swear. Really good back and forth match with Kevin, 7.5 out of 10. And then Kevin attempts to pile drive Rey, but Cody ain't having that shit. Brawl breaks out, pure chaos. Backstage, Aldis lays down the law. He says both titles will be taken away until the Rumble, And until Cody and Kevin sign that contract at Saturday night's main event this coming Saturday. All right. Ciampa calls Pretty Deadly a joke, and they need to man up. Gargano, a slightly nicer approach. Apollo tells Pretty Deadly do not trust DIY, and then Johnny sneak attacks Apollo Crews and takes him out and shuts his mouth. Don't you say that shit. Main event time, WWE Women's Championship on the line. It's Tiffany Stratton making her first defense against Bayley. Tiffy picking apart Bayley's arm. Bayley smashed into the ring frame, pretty cool. Tiffy caught on the outside, nailed with a Bayley to belly. Tiffy suplexed onto the table and again on the floor. Bayley nails the elbow drop, another Bayley to belly, and Tiffy kicks out. Tiffy with a nice counter into a mean Bama Slamma hits the prettiest moonsault to retain. A really good start right here for Tiffy's title reign. Nicely paced matchup and a nice ramp up to a good finish. I mean, Bayley, she just works so perfect opponent. Yeah, perfect first opponent for Tiffy. You're going to have a really good match against Bayley, and that's what they did. 7.5 out of 10. Enjoyable show, especially because of my guy Rey Mysterio getting the hometown treatment. Rey Mysterio's like the reason I got into wrestling. I thought he was so cool, and off I went, and he's still the freaking coolest, man. So good to see him still so good in the ring. It was like 10 years ago I thought this guy was done. His knees were so damaged, and just, yeah, he leaves WWE, comes back better than ever, and just, wow, so much extra time, like way more time with Rey Mysterio than I ever thought I was going to get. I love that. Pretty good wrestling throughout the show. 2 title matches on the card. Tiffy, pretty good start to her reign. Jacob Fatu, man, I think he's really starting to outshine everybody in the bloodline. Starting to emerge as, maybe he becomes the new Solo Sikoa, and he does what Solo did to Roman. They could do that. And interested to see what this change in the contract's going to be for Cody and Kevin. What are you going to do? It's already a ladder match. I don't really know what the change is going to be. So I'm very confused and interested, I guess, to see what that change is going to be. We'll have to wait and find out at Saturday night's main event. 7.5 out of 10 for the SmackDown. Let us go now to the land of AEW. We got Dynamite in Cincinnati, Ohio, and oh my goodness, we are kicking off this show with the in-ring return of Kenny by God Omega, and he's going up against Brian Cage, a pretty hefty opponent. Kenny looking jacked, baby. He's looking real good, nice and tight. He's got abs on his tummy. Oh yeah, looking good. Archer distracts Kenny. Cage with a big lariat turns Kenny inside out. Don Callis gets a bunch of cheap shots in on Kenny. Brian, heavy powerbomb F5 combo. We get a nice springboard sunset powerbomb from Omega, looking good. V-trigger and the one-winged angel. Kenny picks up the win. Oh, so happy to see Omega back in the ring. A little bit of rust in there, but he shook it off so nicely you barely even noticed it. Lovely selling and hitting the classic Omega offense. Yeah, dude, he looks really good. Maybe not as fast and explosive, but it's his first match. He's not going to freaking, explode and just destroy himself. So, yeah, he looked really good. Cage, a powerhouse performance. He always every time I see Brian Cage, he reminds me of the created wrestlers I would make in the video games back in the day. Just a massive freaking meathead that can do backflips, and all of his moves are like finishers, just power bombs and F5s, last rides, choke slams. Yeah, love Brian Cage. 7 out of 10, good match. We get Don Callis' family attacking Kenny after the bell. Will Ospreay shows up, he helps out Omega. Takeshita appears, starts brawling with Kenny, reigniting their rivalry. Fletcher gangs up on Kenny and Ospreay, laying them out with brainbusters. But hell yeah, Omega getting back into it with Takeshita, and what's going on with Ospreay? We know that Kenny and Ospreay have a big history, so are they going to battle it out? We'll have to wait and see, but oh man, there's just so many directions that Kenny can go to. Where are they going to take him first? I mean, it makes sense to have him go back with Takeshita, battle with Don Callis and his group and everything, but Now you got Ospreay there. Is Ospreay going to maybe team up with Kenny, help take them out, and then finish their beef? Who knows? Lots of good stuff that could happen. And now we get a New York Minute with the Learning Tree. Jericho throws sick burns at Rated FTR and the Death Riders. Pretty entertaining stuff, I guess. Thanks, guys. Ricochet comes out to a rather negative response. Crowd chanting Swerve's house. Ricochet tells the crowd to shush. Ricochet shows the picture of the attack on Swerve last week, just a bloody massacre. Swerve's music hits, but it's Nana hitting Ricochet from behind with a chair. Swerve shows up with a chain. Ricochet gets the heck out of there. He runs off into the snowy streets of Cincinnati. And rumor has it, Ricochet is still running on those streets right now. We got a trios tag team match. It's the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP getting back into the ring versus Private Party, Cassidy, Quinn, and we got Mark Briscoe. MVP pulling out the ballin', and the crowd right there with him, doing the chant with him, didn't miss a beat. That was awesome. I imagine MVP felt very good about that one. Lashley, spear out of nowhere, Shelton superkick pins Quinn for the win. And Hurt Syndicate, pretty dominant performance throughout this whole entire match. And they pinned the tag team champions. So, title shot. Gotta have a title shot coming Hurt Syndicate way, you would imagine, after that performance. And very cool to see MVP back in the ring. Mostly strikes. He's not doing anything too crazy. He was never like He was kind of a brawler style even back in 2007 when I first watched this guy in WWE. He was more of a, fine, good stuff. I like this match, pretty solid stuff. We got MJF. He cuts a promo on Jeff Jarrett, or he cuts off Jeff Jarrett's promo. Oh boy. Max just teasing Jarrett about WCW. Low blows about Jeff's drinking problem. Talks about Jeff's wife, Karen Jarrett, who used to be Karen Angle. Jeff unfazed, just giggling through all of it, and just gets right back to his part of the promo. Jeff wants the world title. He calls Max a scumbag with scumbag parents. He says he has a call girl girlfriend, and deep down, Max is just a scared little boy. Damn, Jeff, damn. That's some good shit. Max calls Jeff a leech, feeding off of the sympathy of Owen Hart. Oh, snap. You don't go that way. Jeff finally snaps. He starts beating the shit out of MJF. Max takes Karen hostage, using her to make his escape. And, pretty damn good segment right here. Now, I didn't love the way that Jeff was laughing throughout the whole entire promo. It kind of just looked, he was like legitimately laughing. Like, he's like, yeah, no, you got me. I wasn't very awesome, and WCW wasn't very good at the end, and I was a big part of that and all that shit. And Jeff kind of sounded a little bit stiff, like he was just delivering his lines. Might be just, compared to MJF, who's just phenomenal. And that he was. Max was fantastic. His meltdowns are so freaking good. He explodes all the time. Very entertaining. He's our scumbag, and I must say, this is going... I knew it was going to be good because it's got MJF attached to it, but again, it's going better than I thought. It's entertaining. I'm enjoying this, but is this the best thing you should be doing with MJF right now? Like, I don't know, man. Like, Jeff Jarrett, he's literally on his, last years, and don't you think MJF should be doing something a little bit bigger right now? Adam Cole's back, Moxley and the gang. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're not doing the right things with MJF, but MJF, in classic fashion, just crushes everything they throw at him. So, I don't know. We got Christian versus Hook up next. Hook attacks Christian before the bell. Hook takes a nasty bump onto the steel steps. Like, holy shit. Christian trips him up, and he just slams his back, man. Like, even Taz was everyone was very concerned. It was a very nasty bump. Christian hits multiple frog splashes. Hook takes out the Patriarchy, locks Christian into the Red Rum. Patriarchy return, attacking Hook, and the match is disqualified. Hook getting beaten down. Who will save the day? It's Samoa Joe. Oh my goodness, he is back. Joe whooping ass clears out the Patriarchy. And welcome frickin' back, Joseph. Oh yeah, baby. Solid matchup going on before the disqualification. Patriarchy shenanigans all over the place. Hook is gonna have a sore back after that one. And Samoa Joe's back, so That's awesome. Looks like he's going to be going after the patriarchy. I don't remember what Joe was doing last time he was around, but just happy he's back. We got Dustin Rhodes making an appearance, giving Jeff Jarrett 110 support, or 10% of his support to take out that little shit MJF. And I just love the way that Dustin was saying shit. Reminds me of the Tourette's guy, if anyone remembers that. Early YouTube days, man. Oh, the Tourette's guy was hilarious. Fuck Salt. Mariah May joins commentary for the Women's Casino Gauntlet match. And we start this match. It's just lay down the rules here. It starts out with 2, and then it's a very random amount of time, but people will continue to join the matchup. And first pinfall, first submission wins the match. And there you go. So we're kicking off this gauntlet with Chris Statlander and Jamie freaking Hayter. Oh yeah, baby. So they're whooping each other's ass. And then Megan Bayne from Stardom enters third, looking phenomenal. She looks like a freaking Marvel superhero. And apparently Megan Bayne, she made some appearances in AEW a few years ago, but I don't know, never really cracked into the lineup, I guess, and off she went to Stardom, and she looks phenomenal. Julia enters fourth. She's taunting Jamie. Jamie ain't having that. She suplexes Julia onto the stage. Willow enters fifth. She works together with Chris, shares a smile, and then they start brawling with each other. Tony quickly enters sixth. She goes on a snapmare shoulder block combo spree, loving that. Statlander with a swanton off of the stage takes out Willow and Bayne. Badass. Thumbs up for that. Harley Cameron enters seventh. Tony with a roll-up out of nowhere grabs the win and earns a title shot versus Mariah May. Well, interesting. So, Megan Bayne, impressive showing. I liked her. Maybe we'll see more of her. Match was way quicker than I expected, man. This thing was rushed. Didn't get anywhere near the time that the men's gauntlet got. I thought, there was probably, 40 minutes left in the show. I thought we were going for the full 45 minutes here or whatever. I forgot there was a title match still to come. So, yeah, this got rushed. Didn't feel very good. There's, the one swanton bomb spot off the stage. Other than that, there was just really not a lot of memorable spots going on in this match. Pretty cool that, Tony wins the battle and we get to see her going up against Mariah May. That's a very interesting situation right there, because Tony apparently has amnesia, doesn't remember anything. Or does she? I think she does remember things, and she's playing a game. So I'm very interested to see what version of Tony we're going to get against Mariah. Is she going to fucking appear as Timeless Tony again and remember everything? So I'm excited for that, but very disappointed at the lack of time, and just not what I wanted, that's for sure. Very disappointed. Now we got the main event, AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley with the Death Riders defends against Powerhouse Hobbs. Fighting goes into the crowd. Hobbs biting Moxley's ear and making it bleed, and holy shit, is there ever a lot of blood. So much blood out of Moxley's ear, it's all over the place, it's disgusting. Moxley, RKO out of nowhere. Shafir is attacking Hobbs while the referee is distracted. Yuta nails a sneaky claymore on Hobbs. Guess what? Referee distracted. Shafir blasts Hobbs with a briefcase. Ref distracted. Mox Impaler DDT chokes out Hobbs to retain. Nasty amount of blood all over the place. Hard-hitting fight. Lots of stiff striking going on. But Death Riders' predictable interference just ruins this whole entire match for me. Hobbs a strong effort, but it feels, very deflating on Hobbs. Big return, big win in the Casino Gauntlet, only to have it squashed the next week. Death Riders all over him. Really no chance for Hobbs. Just completely deflates, and it feels like Hobbs is just going to get tossed to the side. Oh, just another opponent. All right, throw him on the pile. Off we go, move on to the next thing, and Hobbs just disappears into obscurity more than likely again. Rated FTR arrived to save Hobbs from being beaten to death. And where the fuck were all you guys during the match, man? Why doesn't FTR just come out, take out the Death Riders, get them the fuck away from the match, and let's just have a fucking one-on-one? If I was running a wrestling company, title matches are no interference. There is nobody out there, not during my title matches. You don't fuck with a title match. And Death Riders, like, at this point, they just ruin matches for... It's becoming a negative. It's ruining the programming. You know, the matches are getting spoiled every time by Death Riders, and it's just not enjoyable to watch. You know what's going to happen. You know they're going to ruin the match, and Moxley will retain. So, I don't know, very disappointing with that match as well. And an overall hit-and-miss show this week. Not pleased with the women's gauntlet being rushed. Tony winning is cool. You know, that sets up a big fun rematch at least. Hobbs and Moxley was lame. Death Rider's interference just extinguishes Hobbs' flame. We'll see if he's able to bounce back. We'll see where he goes from here. Great returns, at least, on this show. You got Kenny Omega back in the ring. Fuck yeah. MVP back in the ring. Fuck yeah. Samoa Joe is back. That's huge. So the roster's, you know, getting back. They got a lot of people here again. It's just they don't know what to do with anybody. Jeff Jarrett and MJF, that was really good, surprisingly. But yeah, just a up and down show. Very frustrating. 6 out of 10 for Dynamite. And let us continue onward. We're still in Cincinnati for Collision. And we're starting this show with the Texas Death Match. It is Hangman Adam Page versus Christopher Daniels. Daniels, a bloody mess, just getting mutilated with barbed wire, and I think he called it cheese wire. I don't know what the fuck cheese wire is. Is that chicken wire? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I heard him say cheese wire, so I don't know what that is. But he was fucking up Chris with it, blood everywhere. Hangman, smashes Christopher Daniels head first into a chair, and then delivers a stomp through a table. Not the best smash, but it happened. CD has a pulse. He delivers a Uranagi slam through a barbed wire table. Fuck yeah, that was dope. Thumbs up. Page gouging Christopher Daniels' eyes with barbed wire. Like, ugh, just hard to watch. Daniels nails the Angel's wings. Moonsault with a piece of barbed wire table. Like, oh, fuck yeah. Daniels tombstoned and dead-eyed onto a steel chair. Hangman buckshot to the back of CD's head. And he did, man. Hangman wins the death match. Bloody banger to start off the show. Very impressed by Christopher Daniels putting on a great performance here. I don't know when the last time he was in the ring, but no ring rust, man. He looked great. Hangman, a sadistic assault from start to finish. He's a wild man. 8 out of 10. That was a banger. Hangman attacks Daniels more after the match, and no savior for the fallen angel. And they quickly just... Shivani's like, sorry about that, folks. And they just kind of drag him out of the ring and move on. With a Toni Storm fired up little babyface interview with Tony Schiavone hyping up her match against Mariah May. Pretty simple stuff. We get Undisputed Kingdom, Roddy, O'Reilly, and Adam Cole in a 6-man tag versus Moriarty, Bravo, and Dean with Taylor, Shane Taylor. It's like the infantry guys or whatever. Anyway, Taylor drops O'Reilly with a cheap punch. Adam hits the Panama Sunrise. Kyle and Roddy nail the high-low combo, and Undisputed Kingdom pick up the W. Quick matchup showing off the team chemistry of Undisputed Kingdom. Infantry, some solid teamwork on display. Nice to see them in the ring again. And Shane Taylor causing a ruckus, making Daddy Magic leave commentary looking for a fight. Oh shit. Danny Garcia arrives to do the dirty work with Undisputed Kingdom, taking out Shane and his promotion. Undisputed Kingdom staring at Garcia's TNT Championship, teasing a matchup. But yeah, lots of quality opponents for Danny to choose there. You could choose Adam Page, O'Reilly. Any one of those would be fine. We get Will Ospreay says he will call out Kenny Omega on Dynamite next week. Oh shit, for what? A match, a friendship, a meal, a hangout, watch a movie together? What's going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. Lance Archer and Brian Cage versus Top Flight, Dante and Darius Martin. They're calling themselves the Murder Machine, Lance and Brian. That's a great name. The Murder Hawk Monster mixed with the Machine. You get the Murder Machine. Very good. They squash Top Flight with a double powerbomb to establish their dominance. And yeah, man, I'm good with that. You got an established team in Top Flight. They're also, struggling. They've broken up recently, and they're in turmoil. And you got this powerhouse team of Brian Cage and Lance Archer. Yeah, it makes sense that they absolutely squash Top Flight here. And then salt on the wound. Leo Rush and Andretti arrive, and they beat down Top Flight some more. shit is looking really rough right now for Top Flight. Are they going to be able to get out of it? And I'm actually pretty excited here for the team of the Murder Machine. That's a pretty fun team. I would love for the Murder Machine to fight with fucking what's-his-face, Brody King, and that group before they potentially break up. I want that first. And we get the learning tree. They need Moxley and the Death Riders to trust them in the 1,200-man tag team match they're going to have later on tonight that I'm definitely excited for. Daddy Magic fired up. He challenges Undisputed Kingdom to a 6-man tag team match next week. And Cool Hand Ange will be the third man. He will return. He's had a baby, so he's been away, dealing with the baby with, what's her name? Ruby Soho, because they're married and shit. Very cool. We got Max Caster in the ring to address the rumors about the Acclaimed. Anthony Bowens brought out to the ring. Max is mad. Bowens won't admit Caster is the best wrestler alive. Bowens flips out. He calls Max a piece of shit. Bowens says he has all the tools to become a world champion. And then Daddy Ass arrives on scene and he is not impressed. Max and Daddy argue. Max lays down the ultimatum for Bowens. It's rather you pick Daddy Ass or you pick me. Bowens flips off Max and chooses Daddy, baby. Caster leaves in anger, and yeah, it looks like finally the Acclaimed have broken up. They're done by the looks of it here. Where do we go? I don't know, man. So far they've made Max Caster look like a fucking idiot, going around calling himself the best wrestler, getting squashed, getting beaten up every opportunity he gets. So where do we go from here? You have to let Anthony Bowens win this. If you have Max Caster win, it's just going to look really bad for everybody. What I'm hoping is that the Hurt Syndicate get in on this. They bring in Max and help with that and see where we can go. I really don't like what they have done with the Acclaimed right here. We'll see where it goes. Now we got a Continental Championship match. Okada defending against Tomohiro Ishii. Okada attacks Ishii's ankle. Ishii nails Okada with a Rainmaker and then just absorbs an Okada Rainmaker. It does nothing. Okada grabs the ring bell to distract the ref, kicks Ishii in the nuts, nails the Rainmaker to retain. Good battle between familiar foes. Really kicked into overdrive for a wild back and forth match right here. It's a little bit short, but yeah, I liked it. 7 out of 10. We get a Dustin Rhodes squash match. And at this point, my stream just went wild. Like, the show kept jumping back and forth. Like, I'd be in the middle of the Dustin Rhodes match, and then it would fucking pop back into another random part of the show. I'm backstage all of a sudden. I'm back to the match. So, apologies. I didn't really... the show was chaotic to try and watch with this going on, but I did my best. You got a Dustin Rhodes squash match. Whatever. Julia Hart comes out. She fights with Harley Cameron. Julia plants Harley with a DDT. Harley kicks out of the DDT, gets a quick roll-up on Julia, and almost steals the win there. Julia locks in Heartless, and Cameron taps out. Again, match was jumping all over the place. Really didn't get a good gauge on how it was going, but And now we got the 12,000-man tag team match. It's a Learning Tree and the Death Riders versus Rated FTR and the Outrunners. We get a great moment here with a young fan in the crowd getting to chop Brian Keith. They bring him over there, and this young fan, like, he's just... That's just such an amazing... Like, that kid's gonna remember that for his entire life. Like, that's so amazing. I love when they do stuff like that. Getting the young fan interacting with the show, and he was, like, a major part of it. It was a great moment. Definitely check that one out. That's a thumbs up. Great work from everybody. I love Brian Keith as well. He's, like, pointing at the kid, like, "Oh, you little devil." And, I believe it's Cash kept coming over. He's like, "Look at his eyes. He's crazy." And, like, great stuff. I love that right there. That was fun. We got Chaos. Like I said, this match in particular, you got so many people, and the stream is jumping all over the place. Like, 1 second, I got the Outrunners fucking, "You son of a bitch," and they're doing the handshake. Next thing you know, Big Bill's power bombing someone. I'm like, what is going on? Edge has a bag on his head. Like, it's just pure chaos. Bodies flying all over the place. Moxley is planted on the stage with an impaler. Out of nowhere, Edge is mauled by the Death Riders. A bag is placed over his head, but Dax Harwood makes the save. Hobbs Powerhouse Hobbs, he hobbles his way back into the match for a one-legged hot tag, and Hobbs wins the match with a big ol' spine buster. I have no idea what I just witnessed. Fucking chaos, way too many bodies, people flying all over the place. I have no idea how this match even just took place. Like, it was just jumping all over the place, but I was fairly entertained. I love the young fan interacting with the match. That was phenomenal. An entertaining, 700-man tag team match, I guess. Yeah. And an all-right collision with odd streaming problems on that last third of the show. I have no idea what was going on. Trying different websites. They were all doing it. I don't know what the fuck to do. Opening was great. Too great, I think, in fact. The show just kind of went downhill from there. Maybe you should have had that fucking Texas death match as the main event. That's a main event caliber match in my books. Much better than a 1,200-man tag team match. That would have been a fine opener, in my opinion. Regardless, the Acclaimed finally implode. That's interesting, I guess. I really don't like what they've done with the Acclaimed. Arguably the most popular tag team they had, and they just blew them up. And I don't know if anyone's really here for that, man. I don't think anyone wanted the Acclaimed to break up the way that they did. Everyone loves scissoring. Who fucking didn't love scissoring? And yeah, they just broke it up for no real reason. Like, I really don't know what the plan is. Like, usually, like, the plan always is when you break up a tag team, you want one. In a perfect world, both of these guys to go off on singles, careers and become singles stars. But, yes, they're both talented. They got great looks. Like, you look at Max, you look at Bowens, they're jacked, they look amazing. Yeah, they have the tools. I think they're both very good on the microphone, but what's wrong with being a fucking awesome tag team? I hate the fact that they broke them up. I don't like it at all. And, I guess a 6 out of 10 for the show. Love that freaking little kid, man. That kid's he's gonna think about that for the rest of his life. What a moment for him. And an alright collision, 6 out of 10. Let us finish with the 3 stars of the week. I didn't have any shout outs here, but I do have 3 stars for you. Let's start off with the 3rd star. 3rd star goes to Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Their street fight on Raw this week. Very good. It's a street fight. You got weapons. It was a lot of fun. Damian Priest and Finn Balor, long-standing feud. And, it was a damn fine match. A banger, in fact. Good enough for the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to Christopher Daniels and Hangman, the Texas Death Match on Collision. Just so impressed with Christopher Daniels, man. Like, hey, Chris, I know you haven't had a match in a long-ass time. Do you want to go and bleed to death on TV? You want to go out there and have a death match with Hangman? He's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go out there and crush it. And that's exactly what he did. Really good performance out of Christopher Daniels, and Hangman, just a sadistic bastard. Good enough for the 2nd star. 1st star goes to, it's going to ODM and Fraxium. NXT Tag Team title match on NXT this week. ODM with a breakout performance. I was very impressed, especially by Lucian Price. That guy was, very powerful. Impressive work from him. Excited to see what ODM's got in the tank for this year. It looks like they're gearing up for a big year. And Fraxium, goodness gracious, just ridiculous. Every match they put on is so good with every tag team. Love these guys. Never let me down. Good enough for the 1st star. And that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. In terms of what else we got going on with the podcast this week, we had the GamerCast. GamerCast was me discussing all the games that I played in 2024. I did the Xyz, where I awarded my best ofs, and I wanted to take time and discuss all the other games that I played. Some of the ones that didn't get discussed all that much throughout the year, some that I discussed a whole bunch. It's basically a retrospective of my entire year, just kind of going through everything that I did that year. And it was quite fun. It was quite a fun episode discussing the entire year. It's really just, I love tracking all the games that I played and going through them. And I reviewed every game, so every game's got a score, and I let you know if they got full episodes and stuff like that. So if you need it's kind of like a glossary, if you will, for the GamerCast. Go to that episode if you're looking for an episode to maybe go check out. They're all there. The GamerCast ages like a fine wine. You can watch them anytime you want. Not so much with the WrestleCast, where it's a weekly recap, but you can listen to them whenever as well. But regardless, we'll continue to do the recap. This week there is Saturday night's main event. I believe that's only like an hour-long show, so I'll just kind of plop it in with the recap. I don't think it'll need a pay-per-view review or anything. And I don't think there's any pay-per-views this weekend either, so we should be in the clear. And the next GamerCast is going to be games that I believe have aged very well over the course of time. And it's also going to be a Metroid Prime quick review as well. So we'll do that this coming week for the GamerCast. The HockeyCast is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be discussing the quarter-century teams that the NHL has released. They're just the best players from each organization, and they make like a top 2 lines. So I'm going to go down and break through some of those. I took a peek at the lists, and I stopped at the Buffalo Sabres, and I was like, holy shit, I got to talk about this. So that's going to be a fun one for the HockeyCast this week. And yeah, there we go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I upload all of these episodes to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. Go over there, subscribe. Great place to drop a comment. You want a question answered live on the podcast. Preferably something about wrestling, video games, or hockey, but send in your questions, shout you out, answer your question live on the podcast, be a lot of fun, interact with the show, and all that great stuff. And there we go, everybody. Again, thank you one more time for listening. You the best, and we'll be back again with some GXWrestleCast.